Hello and welcome back to the show that is intermittent. We're back again and we're back with horror. Yes, we might be fixated with horror. You might think we're fixated with horror. We are fixated with horror. We fucking love horror. And this episode is in response to thinking back on previous episodes. We kind of started with the first one and then realised we'd done an awful lot of Western-based horror. So, English-speaking, American, English-type horror. So we did international horror. And then we've kind of realised we talked about an awful lot of male directors and actors. So we're here to do an episode on the queens of horror. Female directors, films with strong female parts, where the female part isn't the sort of like 20-year-old girl in underwear leaving all the lights off and going out into the dark when she hears a weird noise to get strangled. So none of that. We're strictly going to go, right, we're looking for strong female roles, strong female directors, excellent horror movies, but as much of a man-free space as possible. And with me here today, we have the one and only Kyla.
Hi, thank you for having me again. How you doing? Hail Satan.
Hail Satan, indeed. We have Lygia.
Hail Satan.
And me, Lithos. As usual, sorry you won't get rid of me that quickly. Hail Satan to one and all. Lygia, before we kick off, would you like to tell people about your exciting new podcast?
Oh, yes. So maybe some of you guys know that I was doing a podcast about books with my dear friend Laraj. We have now moved it to a different podcast. It's called The Devil's Library. And it's still me and Laraj. Also, we might have more guests. For now, we have one guest, but we will work on the structure and we might grow a little bit. The format of the podcast is still the same. We choose a book. Usually we announced what book is going to be spoken about in the next episode. So if you guys like to, you can read with us. Usually we have at least 3 to 4 weeks. So if you're interested, you can do the same thing and then listen to what we think about the book. You can leave us comments. We are using all the platforms possible. So if you just go and look for The Devil's Library, you will find us. I am grateful for every single one of you who gives us a listen, shares their opinion, whatever, suggestions. Thank you very much. And hail Satan.
Absolutely, and you can find that by searching for The Devil's Library. Bear in mind, another podcast that's been around for longer will come up first with the name The Devil's Library. Yeah. Just keep searching, you will find it. It's obviously not a unique name, but it is a unique podcast.
Yes.
So,
thank you.
You shouldn't judge this podcast by the cover, you know?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no. True.
But let's dive right into it. And which movie should we start with? I know that, Lygia, you have strong opinions on one movie in particular from a female director with strong female lead, which has been making a lot of waves and a lot of news recently. And that is The Substance.
It is the truth.
For two reasons. Demi Moore's back as playing an aging actress.
Yeah.
And the director is female as well. And it right. We'll try not to give any plot spoilers, but people who listen to this will probably have heard it. But right, lay it on, Lygia. Tell us what your issues with this movie are. Are we
starting with this hardcore? Okay, because, guys, I know there is I don't know if the hype is still so big, but when it came out, it was everywhere. Like, if you are into horror, you would have seen a picture, a trailer. Like, everybody was talking about it. It was like everybody was expecting it to come out, and like, this is gonna be the one of the biggest new horror movies. It's gonna be a body horror, so we were expecting to see some gross stuff, you know. And the theme that was advertised was also obviously catching and I think interesting to everybody in the current society because, you know, like who has not heard or seen a woman who is aging? You know, like half of the population is female or, you know, female bodies, whatever. And it's still the stigma of female aging. It's a little bit bigger than male aging, unfortunately. So I went into this film expecting, how do I say, I don't know, because I don't want to spoil it, but also I want people to love it if they do.
Should we
I
maybe
really want people
put
to
a
love
spoiler
it.
warning and be like, hey, we're going to
don't know.
spoil the movie, all the movies we're going to talk about?
Because how do I approach it, you know?
Yeah, I think
Because if...
yeah.
I think that's right. I think you've got a point there,
Yeah.
Carla. I think there's no way of getting around the fact that we are probably going to spoil the movies, you know. But I also think that if there's any, I would be very surprised if there's horror film aficionados out there who haven't seen The Substance.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was, the hype was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Not just because here's a female director who's coming in with I think it's a second movie. I don't think it's a
so.
first.
Let me check.
Yeah, I think it's a second.
But a sort of first really big budget movie. It's Coralie Fargeat, I think is her name. I shall have a look here.
Yeah, please, I can't
Yes,
remember her.
her debut film was Revenge, but that was French. So she's now gone
I've
and
seen
done
that one
a
as well.
Hollywood production.
Yeah.
She apparently
I've got to watch Revenge.
directed also an episode of The Sandman if somebody's interested.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Well, let's not talk about Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. I'll leave
Yeah,
it
maybe
there.
not, but
Yeah, no.
especially in this space. But yeah, no, it's so
Yes. But yeah, it is. I mean, I will say honestly up front, I did like the movie. I love body horror movies, and I just loved the ridiculous grossness of it. However, the tell us more about your issues with it, Lige, which make perfect sense.
So
when
So we are starting with me not liking it, and then you will tell us why you probably maybe liked it. Okay, so let's do this. So I feel like I'm strongly female, strongly feminine. I have the feminine energy in me, and I am fighting for everything that is, you know, talking about the stuff that I feel as a female, that bothers me, that pains me, and how I am seen in this world, how I'm treated. So I was really hopeful that this movie, because it's done by a female director, I was hoping it will bring a certain point of where I would feel. Until the end, I was waiting and waiting for the point where I would feel there is justice. There is something that's like, okay, this is the point where it's going to turn around and kick the ass of what is obviously shown in the movie as the male gaze, the society still seeing women as objects. They're like over-sexualized. And females, like women, wanting and not wanting, but like agreeing with this. Because many reasons, you know. How do you go through the life? You only have certain amount of years to be here, so you want to live a nice life, you want to earn money, you want to have a job, you want to be loved, liked, you want to have friends. And one of the easiest ways, they say, is to be pretty, to be young, to be envied. How you're not aging, you're aging slowly, you're graceful. how do you look this well still in your age? Like, everybody wants to hear that, I think. It's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. But the price that many people choose to pay, which is real, is awful, and is like, it's not equal to what you get, I don't think. And this movie, I was really hoping it's gonna bring that out in a way that would be like so new, so unique, and so, I hate the word feministic or feminist or whatever, but maybe there is a better word for that, because I hate the war between men and women. I don't think we are supposed to be at war. We are equal. We could be happy together, all of us. Male, female, whatever, gender, everybody. So I hate to sound like feminist is somehow against men. Please understand that if I use that word, it's not that, in my opinion, in how I see it. But I don't know any other better way to say it.
Feminists usually,
you know what?
It's a fight for equality, as far as I know. So
yes, but some people are stuck with the vision of feminists being in war with men. So I want to point that out.
The system oppresses men and women alike, So, like, yes. Patriarchy oppresses everybody, so feminism is fight against patriarchy.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah. And
yes.
Also,
depends on, there's plenty of people who call themselves feminists who are massively transphobic. That doesn't mean feminism is bad. It means people are bad.
Yeah.
The concept of feminism is fine. It's like Kyla said, it's about equality.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was hoping for that to come out in a way that will blow my mind. And that didn't happen. And I'm still very upset. Because we all get that, okay, there are two beautiful female actresses playing. It's nice to look at them. Also, the difference between how beautiful they actually really are in the movie. And then you have the opposite, the grossness, the horrible stuff that happens, and how they use the effects. Like, that was cool. I enjoyed that. We can say that, it's awful and it's not real. So I can enjoy looking at stuff that is ridiculously ugly in comparison to how beautiful they actually are and how Demi didn't need any change. So, but, I was annoyed with how often did we need to, how many minutes did I need to stare at the R's? Pretty ass, okay. She's exercising, okay, I get it. I'm bisexual, so I don't mind looking at an ass of a female. Okay, it's pretty, but it was just getting really boring. It was too long, too much, too many minutes. Like, what? We get it. Can we get to some newness, some new point? I don't get it. Okay, we know this is happening. We know that women are being stared at, and it's sad if they're not asking for it, or maybe the reasons they're asking for it is also sad, and it's humiliating, and I felt it, and I didn't get to another point where it would become something else. And I'm not even talking about the plot holes yet. I don't know if I should start with that, or maybe you want to say something now.
I'll go for the plot holes. I mean, it is. I will give you. Yes, it was massively cartoonishly overplayed.
Yeah.
In a similar fashion to, and this is a movie from another female director, American Psycho, which differed quite a bit from the book.
Yeah.
And that was also massively overplayed. I think it was overplayed more successfully in that movie than in this one. Yes, there was an awful lot of, the producer, the bloke. He was, I can't remember the name of the actor.
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
It's Dennis Quaid.
Massive.
Yeah,
I think it is. It's one of the Quaids.
Dennis Quaid. Yeah, no, it is.
Dennis Quaid. Massively overplayed it. And yes, there was an awful lot of yeah, there was an awful lot of what looked like exploitative kind of like showing off young, attractive female bodies, which if a male director had done it would not have gone down anywhere near as well.
If I may, while I do understand the I'm the substance greatest defender in this debate tonight. Hello. So if I think that kind of is the point, that it ends in like a bleak way. There's no like a kick-ass resolution. Like it doesn't end with a triumphant thing, because there's nothing triumphant in how like women, especially in the Hollywood system, get basically compared to a commodity. If you notice, a thing that I think that is really good about the movie, aside from the framing, the exaggerated framing on sexual features, which I think was on purpose, by the way. Like it was supposed to replicate the male gaze on producers and such. Mostly during the movie, the food, which is a very important, it's a very important component of the whole piece, is that it's presented in the same way that is framed, that women are framed in the movie, which is to kind of draw comparison, not subtlety, because it's not much subtle, but like is to show like basically a line of comparison between a commodity which is used and discarded as food specifically, especially in the way that is shown in the beginning scenes, how the producer is basically eating food in a very disgusting way, in a very like old food like coming out the mouth, like pieces flying, like in a very how do you say this in English? Help me out. Like it's not appreciating the food. It's kind of just eating for an opulence.
Stuffing his face.
It's stuffing his face, but like it's more in a, he doesn't really care that he's eating. Like he's not seeing food as something. In this movie, food is not framed as something that people do, maybe because they like it, or maybe because they want, to eat, to survive, or stuff like that. But food is very much framed as a commodity that is to be abused and discarded. And I think that is basically a through line between how society, especially again the Hollywood system, because that's what the movie is about, between like an actress, like an older actress, which is seen at this point like a spoiled food, like food that's gone stale, whatever, and a newer actress, which is seen like as a new play, as an exciting new play. And aside from plot holes, which I think I don't remember which one specifically you have against, which I'm not really interested, because I think plot holes kind of go into the nitpick territory, because like it doesn't really like goes against the message of the movie at the end of the day. But it's essentially like I think the movie, that's what the movie's trying to say. I mean, it's not very subtle about it, but it's like basically saying, hey, this industry takes women when they're young, like they show the women everything. They tell them that they're on top of the world, that they can do everything they want, that they're the best, they're the most beautiful, they're the most amazing. And then the moment that they turn, I think she's not even that the character. I don't think she's even in the 50s, if I remember correctly.
I forgot the number. I think she was celebrating.
Yeah, she was celebrating the birthday at the beginning, but I think I remember, because I was like, she's not even that, like on the 50th birthday, which is not that old considering. Like she's still quite young, especially because like there's many women that had in Hollywood, of course, are like borderline cases, like for example, what's the name of the actress, the one they won a lot of Oscars?
Meryl Streep.
Yes, that's exactly the one I was thinking about. Or Kathy Bates, which are
who won a lot of Oscars, female actor who won a lot of Oscars, and straight away the first thought is Meryl Streep
and Kathy Bates, which are like advanced with age, but they still get like consistent roles, which is an oddity, because in this system specifically, women get kinda, after again they turn 50 again, which is not that old, they get pretty much just forgot about, the moment she gets out of the office, which is the same day of her birthday, if not the day after, or some the same week anyway, and they already forgot about her. They removed all the posters, they removed this is a word that was celebrating her until it was convenient, and the moment that it becomes uncomfortable, or she's too old, it's too bad she got old, and she completely be forgot about, right? And and I think it's an interesting parallel, especially because you can see how this kind of system damaged her mentally, in a way that it's very difficult for her to recover, even to the point where later in the movie she kind of tries to have a life of her own, outside of having outside of having the other Sue, but she tries to go out and date, but she can't, because the lingering image of Sue, which is, in my opinion anyway, to her anyway, how do you say this? Basically the physical manifestation of everything that she gone through, in a poster right next, right in front of her window, that sets her back and gets him to a spiral. Well, anyway, that's so I'm sorry, I kind of rambled there, but
no, that moment was very sad. That was a very sad.
I mean, there's the good thing about the movie is there are various interpretations you can put on it, and you can say it's about how your younger self will always be a shit to your older self, won't respect your older self, just in the, sort of the idea that a young woman or whatever would not respect the older version of themselves, or an older person judging them by their looks, kind of thing. So that's what ends up happening. And also you could sort of look at it as, well, dodgy medicine kind of thing. You're promised a miracle cure that will make you young again. It's always going to backfire,
especially if you don't follow the instructions.
If you don't follow the instructions.
And you don't do your research. That's very not satanic. Come on, girl.
No, absolutely.
Maybe that, that was really upsetting to me. She just got this little card with a USB key, whatever, I forgot. I've seen it some time ago. I think there was a USB, and she just listens to this little message, and that's it.
And then suddenly she knows how to perform surgery
you give your life to this. You don't even know. I was so upset. Girl, please do your research. Science.
I mean, I think that kind of goes with the body horror genre.
I know.
You just got to go.
That was maybe the horror that I felt. This was really horrific to me. Please stop her.
She becomes a surgery, a master surgeon, and a carpenter in the movie. She does all the things on her own.
She builds the whole new space in her apartment. She just has this space there.
If you think about it, could be interpreted as the fact that she has all those abilities, which are quite useful, in the real world, yet she still sees them almost in a she doesn't realize that she has those abilities, because in the world she lives in, those abilities are not valued in a woman. It could be another way of reading the thing, me coming in clutch trying to save the plot hole, but I don't think, honestly. I honestly at those points it's suspension of incredulity. It's a horror movie. If we wanted anatomically accurate stuff, we would be watching documentaries, wouldn't we?
I mean, yeah, I know, but that's my opinion, so I can't really divorce myself
No, of
from
course
that.
I'm joking.
I couldn't. It was annoying. No. I know, some people love it because you can obviously see the same mistakes or whatever as me. but it's maybe not annoying to you because it's just like there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we need to go through this. We can't have a movie that will be 12 hours long to get through all these. I know, I understand that. Maybe if it was like a little bit more campy, that I would get the campiness, like, okay, this is actual like a caricature, because it was somewhere between, and I can't decipher like where are we? Is this maybe like if it was Rob Zombie? Okay,
well,
okay. I don't expect to understand anything. I'm just gonna see the bodies being like cut and everything. Like there is no plot, nothing. It's Rob Zombie. I understand what I'm gonna see.
Oh, you're gonna love Tsukamoto then at some point, honestly.
Okay, maybe, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I was expecting a message because it has been advertised that way. Like, this is gonna be the most, like, powerful feminist horror movie that's gonna bring the point out and, like, everybody's gonna, like, think. I didn't. I was really upset.
I see.
I've seen this. I know. I'm aging.
They built him up. Like, they built him up so much that when you actually got to see the movie, you'd be like,
Sometimes that's just such a mistake to do that.
Because honestly, I understand that. I've been in that situation with different pieces of media, so I'm not gonna go into it, obviously. But like, I absolutely understand their feeling when your presenter's like, "This is like the best thing ever. It changes life," and then you watch it, and be like, "Yeah, it was alright."
Yeah.
It's like
the planet is gonna start turning in the different direction now,
or like Superman is gonna turn around and back into the ball. Yeah,
like we are now gonna be loving all like old women with their wrinkles. Everybody's gonna be celebrating and worship.
We're gonna be holding hand like the people in Us.
Witches.
We're gonna.
No, that didn't happen. So it was so sad. It was like, okay, so I'm gonna just age anyway, and what's gonna change in my life?
Well, if you get a mystery parcel through your door with a syringe and I won't even talk about the surgical ligatures she used to sew her older self up. They look like fucking shoelaces.
Okay,
it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. It was
so bad.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
There's, but those are tiny details.
Yeah.
So just so I'm gonna say, so on the topic of feminist like movies and stuff like that, if I may give a recommendation, which is not a horror movie, but I did say I was gonna bring it up. That's what I was gonna. I was just going to ask you, Kyla, to kind of, because you brought up several suggestions, and I think we've done the substance to death here. We have our differences of opinion, so I'm just gonna bring up one classic feminist movie suggestion, which is not a horror, but it is. I think it's very important. It's a Czech movie. It's a Czech. I don't know how to pronounce it, people. I'm not English, but it's a Czech movie from 1966. It's called Daisies, which is an avant-garde, abstract almost piece of filmmaking, which is incredible. I loved it to bits. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've seen it like last year when the same year I watched The Substance, basically. On the movies that we're going to talk about today instead. So we have the list. I say that I haven't seen all the movies we have on the list. I don't know I don't think anybody in this call has seen all the movies in the list.
No, I just came up with some suggestions, and then you added a couple as well, Kyla.
If I remember correctly, The Substance is a suggestion I put on, if I remember correctly.
It's possible, yes. Mm-hmm.
My suggestion was the X trilogy, which is composed of X, Pearl, and Maxxxine, which I have not seen the third one. All three movies directed by Ty West, with Mia Goth as the protagonist of all three movies. Different people, I think. I don't know if it's the third one is the same as the first. Doesn't matter. Set in the same universe, the X cinematic universe or whatever. Otherwise, we have The Lure, which is which is directed by. It's a Polish movie from 2015, which is an adaptation of The Little Mermaid, but I have
right.
no...
Shall we try? It's Agnieszka Smoczyńska.
Okay, I can read Polish. So, but I don't know where you...
If we have a Polish speaking person, that would be nice enough to point us to us once you listen to the episode to how to pronounce it. We're just gonna say thank you, and we're not gonna edit the podcast because we already filmed it. But
so it's Agnieszka Smoczyńska.
There you. Oh my God! Okay.
Yeah. Well done.
Well,
Córki, dancingu.
Okay,
yes.
Agnieszka Smoczyńska, you said, which is a very.
Smoczyńska.
I literally watched. This is the last movie I watched. I literally watched it not even like less than 3 hours ago. I was in the office. Not me crying at the end of it. Is an adaptation, as we said, of The Little Mermaid, which is an incredible way of adapting this. It's basically like a goth fairy tale. If like it's a musical as well, and
with music, with Eurovision songs.
I don't Eurovision songs.
Some of them were quite cheesy. Some of them were quite Eurovision cheesy.
I do appreciate a lot of this movie. All in all, I think that for what it was really interesting, especially since it was a very musical number. Like he had a lot of gusto when doing the songs as well. Like they were it was a mix between The Little Mermaids, Cabaret, and fucking Sid and Lucy. I don't know what the movie from the Sex Pistols is called. Like he had a lot of
Sid and Nancy. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. It was an incredible film. I was not expecting that. It's the one that probably I was looking forward the least to watch, and it's the one that really surprised me the most. And I honestly, the effects were great.
Okay.
I really loved especially the effects that they have on the gore, because it looked very good. Especially the bit at the end when they took out the neck, and you can see like the little bubbles going up. I think it was
yes.
I think it was incredible, and the tails as well were very good.
Yeah, very impressive. I mean, it is. I've got to say, yes, out of the list of all the ones we set up, and I'll put in the notes to this. I'll put a list of the movies we suggested
that's a good point.
watching. I am going to get round to watching them all, and they are all well viewed, well reviewed, good examples of strong female roles or good female direction. It definitely struck me as the most original out of all the movies. It is really like nothing else. And I think you'll actually love that.
Yeah,
one,
I think Lygia, you're gonna. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. Just not even like an hour and a half. You're gonna love it.
Oh, is it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix. Yeah. And that's what.
Right.
And also,
some of the movies.
I do say as a girl that loves B movies, I do say that we have a severe lack of bad movies in this list. And I think that if we're supporting women's rights, we should support women's wrongs as well. So,
that's true. We should have
put some.
We should have had some.
So,
mind you, you did suggest something which might qualify it as a B movie.
I did suggest.
Right
I suggest. I think it was a meme between me and a friend. To be honest, I suggested this movie, which is called Zëiram, which is a Japanese movie from the 80s by Keita Amemiya, which is a very famous Japanese tokusatsu director. Tokusatsu is like special effects series and movies in Japan,
which you can find in its entirety for free on YouTube.
Luckily, yes.
You don't need a subscription. If you don't have one, you might have to put up with some ads, but there are ad blockers available that will stop
which
that
we
in
do
your
not
browser.
we do not condone ad blockers. But then again, if you gotta use it, you gotta use it.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I mean, since this is going on YouTube, absolutely.
We are not saying we are using them.
They are out there. Please don't use them, YouTube.
No.
We love your ads.
Well,
we really do. We love
yum,
YouTube.
Yum, 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 YouTube ads. Yum, yum,
I'm
yum,
recording
yum,
the ads.
If you can decide when to put ads, please put them here. Like, yum,
yes,
yum, 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 ads, YouTube, yum, yum, yum. So,
the selection is bombastic.
What is this? A scam service on you? Great, good ad. So, joking aside,
we should analyze
Zëiram
ads.
definitely has a very strong female lead, and the male characters in it are a pair of fucking dickheads.
Okay.
I mean, I was watching it and I just wanted to bang their heads together and go, you fucking assholes.
Oh, God.
You are a pair. They're absolutely fucking useless. The female characters, dead strong. And I do like, I mean, it wasn't done on a big budget, but I do love the shiitake-headed monster. I can't describe him as anything else. He looks like a big shiitake-headed alien.
Basically, what I love about Zëiram is that, like, you can see what movie inspired it. Like, you could tell, like, oh, this guy is like Alien, Predator, Michael Myers, and a little bit of Terminator just rolled into one. And you can tell, like, the protagonist was very much inspired by the likes of Sarah Connor and Ripley from Alien, which is not in the list, by the way. Which I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call because Alien itself is a franchise very much directed by men. And while Ridley and, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween and all of those, Nancy from Halloween, like all those like classic horror final girls, I do think that would defeat kind of the purpose to have them here.
Yeah.
But we did mention them. So don't come us in the comments and be like, oh yeah, you didn't talk about, we did. We just did right now.
We just did. Yeah.
honestly.
We will need a part 2, maybe 3.
I mean, I would say you don't have to be a fan of Japanese subculture genres to enjoy this movie. Don't really know that much about it. But it is very cookie and very Japanese and very much fun. And it was great.
Actually, funny story. This is like, there was basically my gateway drug to that subculture. Like, I was visiting this friend and he was like, have you ever seen Zëiram? And I go like, no, I haven't. He sat me on the show. I was like, we're watching it now. And I was like, what? Yeah. And basically, like, that scene from Jeffrey Dahmer where he just like points the knife at the TV, we're watching this now. So that's pretty much what happened. I know you're listening to this, by the way, Fraps. Hi. I was saying, I'm just saying hello to my friend. And so next on the list, I'm going to start from the top down so it's easier. So we have Near Dark by Kathryn Bigelow, which I watched yesterday night. Funny enough, I did try to watch it yesterday evening while I work, and they told me it was on Shudder. So I gave myself a Shudder subscription, which I should have years ago, by the way, because I did not know it was in the UK. They did not have it. So I basically got I got Shudder for nothing. I got Shudder for nothing.
Yeah, but now you have it. So.
Now I have it, so I can watch all the horror movies I want.
But you can't watch the one you wanted.
I can watch all of them. Like a lot of like horror movies. I can watch VHS. I can watch Creepshow. I can watch Scream Queens. I can't watch Near Dark. Okay. So I had to get it by other legal means. So we watched Near Dark, which is I think it was great. I loved it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. Okay. Basically, imagine like it's a vampire movie, like a late 80s vampire movie. So imagine Lost Boys kind of vibe. Yes. But it's set in fucking Oklahoma. So basically, like what I love about this movie, aside from the fact that it's very, I really like how the writing is in this movie. It's not very realistic, but it sells very much the characters, I think, which is what is important about it at the end of the day. But like the setting is you don't see many vampires going around in the desert in Oklahoma. Or you don't see many vampires going around with like fucking cowboy spurs and use it as weapon, or like a classic.
Fun.
It is very fun. It's a bit slow, like in the first like half an hour or so, and then it kind of just like the rhythm just starts and it never stops up until the end. It doesn't really. I think he has a problem with pacing, to be honest with you.
Right.
But as far as vampire flicks go, I do think it's one of the better ones, especially in the 80s where everybody was doing a vampire movie. Fucking Eddie Murphy did a vampire movie directed by Wes Craven for some reason. And like, I don't know. And so I think this is one of the better ones. I might be in the minority to this. I didn't know. I have not checked reviews or anything for this specifically because I did not know.
Fuck the critics.
No,
I mean, I will say I saw it when it came out. That's how old I fucking am. I actually saw it when it came out in 1987, and I was fucking impressed by it because, yes, there were a lot of vampire movies, but this is in the time well before stuff like True Blood, where you'd get the idea of redneck vampires kind of thing. You know, the vampires would be kind of either rich or noble, like, what's the name of that author who did all those vampires? Anna Rice.
Are you talking about Interview with the Vampire?
Or they'd be, but they were those movies were later as well. So, they'd be kind of they'd be mysterious Transylvanians with chonky accents. I am a Count Dracula.
Hey,
I love those.
Let's not diss Bela Lugosi in here. I don't think there's any.
Well, no.
Or What We Do in the Shadows, those guys.
No, I'm joking.
Come on.
This Bela Lugosi.
No, that's true.
This was the first one where I actually thought I've never seen a vampire movie like this. You know, the vampires were sort of like living in a trailer, and with the windows were blacked out with aluminium foil, and and they're kind of like. For one of I don't like the phrase, but you know what you'd call white trash vampires, basically. That's kind of to use a common phrase, which I don't like using, but it was the first time I'd seen anything, and in that setting where there's scorching sun and vampires don't like sun.
I'm thinking about it.
And you're going, it was a really, really good movie. It does have its flaws. Yes, you're right. The pacing's weird. But I just at the time it blew me away. I thought this is a really good movie. And Kathryn Bigelow, the director, has gone on to make some blockbusters.
I'm checking now.
She did.
I'm checking now.
Blue Steel, Point Break. The Hurt Locker.
Wow, she won. She won I remember the Hurt Locker because I know she's James Cameron's ex-wife as well, among other things she did. And I know she won with the Hurt Locker the same year that Avatar was in the running for the Oscar, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on this, but I think that's very funny in retrospect, considering like I did not know she directed. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's it started out, with and it wasn't her first movie. It was what was the first movie?
Loveless.
The Loveless in 1980. I haven't seen that,
neither.
But she's kind of got an impressive set of credentials, and they're not all the same kind of movie. So she's done various different things.
She directed Point Break, which is like a very famous movie with Keanu Reeves.
That's incredible.
So, She's also directed various episodes of TV stuff. So, you're talking about someone who is, one of the sort of wave of really well regarded and respected female directors that has come up. And she was one of the first, but not the first. We will come on to that later.
we'll be. So here's the thing. Near Dark, I say that the most. I think the characters were all interesting, especially all the villains, vampires. While especially the guy, the kid rather, that was playing Homer, which is okay. He was not very good. I like it's weird. It was go like to be one of the best performance in the movie to being one of the worst, which is strange. Also, fucking Lance Henriksen is in this. He plays the leader of the vampires, which if you don't know, is the same guy who plays Bishop in Alien. We're coming back. For some reason, we referenced James Cameron 3 times already. I did not do it on purpose, I swear. But he plays Bishop in Alien and Aliens. But he also plays like a guy that I think is the guy who got killed by Terminator, Predator, and Alien, like in their respective movies. In this case, he was killed by the sun. So, yeah, it's a vampire. Of course, he was gonna get killed.
Unfortunate.
Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna spoil too much. But like, it's a very good movie. You should definitely watch it. It's quite interesting.
I was just really busy because of the summer.
Because of the sun. So, there you go.
And sun.
The villain in actually Near Dark is about like vampires that they're escaping from the sun. It's like I'm joking.
Tell me about it. I'm joking. We don't need to tell everybody, but yes,
I'm joking. I'll say as much as I would love to tell you about it, I think it's best if you watch it because like I can't make it justice.
Right.
So the second one in the list would be Mary Harron with American Psycho, which I do not consider a horror, so I don't know why it's there. I'm joking. Of course, by the book of the same name by Peyton Ellis, which is
Bret Easton Ellis, which I read that book and fuck me. That's a tough one.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't particularly care about the book myself. I know a friend who's really into the book. Like, he really likes the book as much like as you can possibly like a book by the writer, which is not a great person. But I do think the film I think it's better in certain aspects. Also,
I think yes, absolutely, I would agree with you. And I think what she did really well with that film was to pick up on the thing that is easy to miss in the book because it's so fucking gruesome and perverse and written from the point of view of an absolutely soulless psychopath. Is she picked up on the satire of the 80s yuppie culture?
Yes, exactly. Like it's such a...
And just went with that. She just went... I'm going to make it kind of a funny horror satire, and it's ridiculous. And what comes out of that in the end more clearly is he's actually just imagining these things in his. Whereas in the book, it's like you come out of the book thinking, "Oh, for fucking hell! I've just read the story of an absolutely disgusting psychopath." Who describes in minute detail how he tortures and disembowels women. Yeah. She's kind of taken that and she's gone, this is a satire on the 1980s American Wall Street yuppie consumerism shit.
I say this, I think the book has one of the best scenes that I think in the movie would have killed, which is when in the book, Patrick Bateman eats like a person and starts breaking down, essentially. Not because he's like so deranged that he's eating another human being, but because he realizes he never cooked anything by himself, which I think it's something that he would have killed in this movie. Because the director has a very, like, she presents Patrick Bateman as such a fucking loser, and I love that. Like, he is such a, even the song like that he talks about, like, he starts to like praise this song, which is about conforming, and it's such an interesting way.
It's hip to be square.
It's hip to be square, yeah. And it's such an interesting way of putting something. So, like, this person is so deranged, so devoid of personality, that he takes this little things that his colleagues maybe just kind of do because they like the business card and stuff like that, and starts taking them as like personal things. Like, for example, the business card thing that everybody's been memed to death, which I agreed, it's a very funny scene, is that he starts to basically have a mentee because the character played by Jared Leto, Paul Allen, has a better business card than him. What I think is very funny is that, like, his card is the worst. Like, in the whole bunch, his business card is the worst. Like, it's get established very quickly that, like, the moment, like, he's the one to bring up the topic, and he's the one that, like, everybody, like, is like, this is better, this is bad, this is better. But the Paul Allen one is the best of them all, so he's like angry just towards him because he's so good that he stands out. Like, it's such an interesting, like, it's a great movie. I think the wrong people like this movie, but this is a great movie, I think.
And I think she did do a really good job of something which, after seeing the movie, I thought, oh, actually, that was in the book. And there was, he could have been imagining this. It was kind of made a bit more clear in the movie, where in the end you're thinking, did he just fucking imagine slaughtering all those people? He's just a loser and had these lurid fucking fantasies about, acting out his worst impulses. Is he just a fucking loser who's living in that kind of made-up world? That's the way I saw it anyway, and I really enjoyed the fucking movie.
Did you know that this movie has a sequel?
Really?
Yeah. American Psycho 2, really directed by Morgan J. Freeman, not a relation. So I think it's very funny that he has a sequel. Nobody knows about it. The sequel is like, we're not gonna talk about it, but like, there's a sequel. Look it up if you want.
If any movie didn't need a sequel, it was that
one. Here's the thing. I do think that American Psycho is the last great horror of the 90s, that he has like a direct-to-video sequel. So it's like the 3 sequels of The Crow, like nobody talks about, but they are there. They are there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
And the 200 sequels really of the Scream.
Oi, no shade to Scream. Scream is the only movie that has, like, there's a reason it has Look.
Okay.
Look. Here's the thing about Scream. Scream satirizes the genre of, like, the slasher, right? So
yes.
The first movie is a satire of the slasher. The second movie is a satire of the sequel of the slasher. The third one is a satire of the trilogy. Yeah. The fourth one,
it can go forever.
No, I think honestly, they stopped because the main actress expressed support of Palestine, so she got fired.
Oh, okay.
So she got fired, and Jenny Ortega, which is the co-star of the last movie, she went like, nah, bye, which mad respect for her, by the way. So even if the 7th one is coming out, or the 7th one, like, not interested.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
That was mostly a joke, but like every time I see there is a new, okay.
I think they could have closed it with 6. I think 6 would have been the perfect ending for it. Like 6 movies, they all represent something in the Hollywood horror scene. Like the 4th one is the remake. The 5th one, I think it's the requel. You know, a la The Force Awakens, like a sequel remake at the same time. And the 6th one is like franchise. You can't do much more after that, honestly. But we're not here to talk about Scream.
No.
We love Wes Craven.
No. What was the next one?
Babadook,
which by Jennifer Kent.
Yes.
Which,
incredible.
I mean, not really original in the sense of, it's, a child and children's monsters, but it's so fucking well done.
Where is the Babadook sequel? Where is the Babadook direct-to-video sequel? Huh? Where's the Babadook 2, The Revenge of the Worm?
It's time. It's time. It's been 11 years. Come on.
It's a really good, I mean, an absolutely fucking scary movie in the best sense. Creepy. It's got all that like, the Goosebumps vibe. You're kind of like, and the atmosphere runs throughout the whole thing, and it's so well executed.
It is. I think the Babadook is such an interesting. It's such an interesting movie because it's a classic. What is the movie about? It's not very subtle about it. Like, it's very overt, but it gives a lot of like interesting scares, and all the actors are really giving it their all in this movie. I think not enough credit is given to the child actor in this.
Because he was great.
Oh yeah,
he was
absolutely amazing,
incredible. Like I thought, it was just a kid they got off the streets. Like it's no,
and it's a small child.
It's a small child as well. Like you gotta.
It was amazing.
Like he was very good in this, and
yes.
And that's what I love. First of all, I love the design of the Babadook itself. It's so simple yet so like scary, because at the end you don't see much of him anyway.
Which is good, maybe.
I think it's good. I think it's good that we don't see much of him. I think monsters.
You expect to see, you are just like looking. I couldn't like even blink. Like, oh, there we go. He's coming somewhere.
I mean, the most effective, arguably the most effective kind of like scary monster is one that will feed into people's childhood fears, stuff you remember you're afraid of as a kid, when you went through a phase of being afraid of the dark or you'd seen something scary. If you can feed into that, that's kind of a visceral fear. And I think it does it really well.
I think right. that also I'm a very much a proponent of the less you see the monster in a horror movie, the scarier it is and the better it is for some stories, not all of them. So
in this case, it
really works well, especially because there's a build up to him. And I do think it's interesting how in the end she has to live with the Babadook, which is a very fitting and mature way of putting. At the end of the day, the Babadook is just grief, right? I mean, we all agree that the Babadook is the grief. So it's interesting that, like, her defeating the monster is not her like killing it or disappearing or whatever, but it's her just learning to live with it. Which is essentially what we all, Alina, I speak for myself here, but it's like, what do we need to go through with grief itself?
And depression.
Exactly.
It's a healing,
it could be depression.
It's a process.
It could be depression as well, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And if I can just say, I really enjoyed how, at the beginning, it looks like you are looking into this life of a mother that is struggling with like a really, really troubled child that is acting out and it's causing problems everywhere, at school, at a party, like at home. He can't sleep. It's like really, really, you're like, this child is really going through something, or there is some illness, or what is going on. You know that they lost, a father and a husband, that. But then it flips well, at least I saw it this way, like it flipped into a life of this boy who has a troubled mother. And he was actually the one that was telling her, Mom, I love you even though you don't love me. And he was trying to reach out to her, and she was changing because the grief was too much and she was just trying to just push it somewhere. That was not working. You know, like the book she was trying to burn, and that's not gonna get rid of anything. It's coming back and it's gonna be bigger. And it's gonna stay. And it's gonna destroy you because you don't want to see it. You don't want to acknowledge you do have a problem that needs healing. And I really liked, like at the end, I felt like they found a balance. Like both of them went through this horrible tragedy. They really missed this guy that died, the father and the husband. They really loved him. They wanted him in their lives. It's awful. It's awful, deep pain and grief, and you don't know what to do with it. And they both went through the same thing. So I think they found a way how together, like they started that healing process and were there for each other. And each of them needed something else. And they could like balance it. Yeah, I thought that was beautiful.
Is kind of a metaphor for their shared trauma. Yes. And the thing is about you have to learn to live with your trauma and deal with it. You can never get rid of it. It's always going to be there kind of thing.
Like depression.
Yeah. Great fucking movie.
Great.
Yeah, I loved
Great
it.
Fucking movie.
At the time, 2014, it came out almost 10 years ago. Everybody.
Yeah.
I think that is a great movie. And honestly, if you haven't seen it, go out. Well, you've been spoiled the ending, but as I said, it's not always about the ending. It's how they do the ending, because on paper, everything sounds different. Or now actually, you know what I mean, right? So if you haven't seen it, that's listening to this, go watch it. It's free on Amazon. I mean, it's free on Amazon. You need to have an Amazon Prime subscription, but if you like, you can watch it over there.
It's easy to find.
Maybe on Shudder as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe it's one of the other two movies that is not on Shudder.
Maybe you need to check.
Don't believe if they say it's on Shudder. Don't believe them. So this video is.
I mean, it is one of those movies that is going to always feature in a top 20 horror movies list.
Absolutely.
You know, somewhere. It is going to be somewhere near the top. You know, people are going to go the Babadook. Yeah. Absolutely.
I do.
So what we've got next?
Oh, before we go, I want to commemorate this movie because it has one of my favorite jokes from What We Do in the Shadows, which is this character called the Babadook. Because like it comes out and it's like, I'm not the Babadook, and in a very fake Italian accent it goes like bada bing bada book, and I was like, okay, best joke in the show, honestly. We can go forward. So the next one on the list is the Julia Ducournau. I'm pronouncing it right? Ducournau.
Don't know. Ducournau. Maybe,
Julia Ducournau duology, I think, which is Raw and Titane, which I've seen. I haven't seen either of them. Have you?
No.
I've seen Raw. Apparently, Titane is an even better one. It's the one she got a lot of praise for. I want to watch it at some point. Raw it's quite raw to watch. It is, again, like two young women who are sisters, and they do have issues which are kind of like the metaphor for it is the main character basically is a vegetarian who has a taste for human flesh that she discovers.
Me as a vegetarian, I can relate.
It turns out,
it
turns out her sister has the same, and there's a reason for it. And it is, again, it's very gory. I mean, they don't kind of hold back on the visceral nature of what goes on. It's not an easy watch because the psychology of the characters and the way they act is quite good. So it's not just like gross out horror. It is like, how are they dealing with this issue? I don't want to say too much about it because there will be a lot of spoilers and a lot of people probably haven't seen it. Do go and see it.
Yeah.
I will watch Titane, but Julia Ducournau or Ducournau, however you pronounce it, has those movies are really well regarded.
I think she is
definitely worth a watch.
She is French.
She is French, but I'm not sure if it's
Ducournau, I think
a Romanian type surname.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit Romanian, but if it's like pronounced French, it should be Ducournau.
Ducournau.
How many languages do you speak, Nigeria?
Nigeria speaks all the languages. No,
I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. I apologize.
No.
So
for example, I don't speak Italian, which is sad.
Well, honestly, it's not lost. Nobody speaks Italian apart from Italians. So
Luca.
Yeah. David Lynch's favorite Italian city.
Yes.
Cue the little buzzing sound. So after Raw and Titane, which again, you recommend Raw, right? If you're not screaming.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but Titane is the one that really, where people really went, oh, fucking hell, she's good at this. But I haven't seen it, so I can't comment. But I am. It is on my list. I have it ready to watch.
Okay,
we'll definitely watch it. We should do a part 2 on this, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
The another one is Ida Lupino's The Hitch-Hikers in 1953, which I've seen yesterday. This one, actually, funny enough, it's very much available on YouTube in like this very good 2 hours and like something video, which has both the remastered version in black and white and the recolorized version, which is interesting. I don't know, anybody else has seen this?
No.
No, I haven't.
This is just me, okay.
But I have heard, again, it was one I really wanted to watch because I've heard from people who've watched it and said that's a fucking good movie. And it needed to be on the list because 1953, and she was a well-regarded British director, and to be a well-regarded woman directing movies in the 50s will not have been an easy fucking task.
Absolutely, it wouldn't have been. The movie itself, it is very good. Considering, okay, we need to consider, of course, like the year it was made in 1953. So Medium was still young, relatively. At least not as advanced as we have it today. But I do think the movie is quite interesting, especially in. I basically, like, yesterday, as soon as I saw it, I needed to like put down my thoughts into my Letterboxd account. Like, this movie has very good pacing. It's just 1 hour and 10 minutes, but it's essentially a subsequent, like, a lot of vignettes that like shows different situation. Okay, first of all, let me tell you the plot. The plot is essentially just like two friends that they're going on a vacation, and they get basically they pick up an hitchhiker, hence the title, which this hitchhiker pulls out like a gun and basically is holding both of them at gunpoint and is forcing them to do different things throughout the certain movie until at the end he gets arrested. So here's the thing. This movie has a very good sense of pathos. I have a very good sense of escalation and a very good sense of. I think the editing is very good in this, especially when it comes to music. A classical movie usually has the music all throughout the duration of the movie. In this one, there is moments where the music like swells, which is when the tension is very high, there's a great tension. And at that point, the music escalates. But aside from that, when the music stops and you hear basically nothing except for like environmental sound and the people speaking, it's very interesting, and it really sells the way of the sense of isolation that the two protagonists are feeling, because this is I think this movie set between, I don't remember because I'm terrible at geography, but it should be between California and Mexican border, or California and Mexico, those like that strip, which is essentially just deserts, right? And
yes, right.
The director, like Lupino, basically uses wide shots as much as he can to sell the sense of isolation. So we see like this wide shot of just like the two characters walking with this like third character basically following them with the gun. I'll be honest with you, some of the moments in this really were, I think, like in the 50s when this came out in theaters, like if somebody told me like when I saw this in theater I would have gasped, I would be like, yeah, I can see that. I honestly can see how this would make some people gasp in the theater. And I'll say this, it's very, even like subtle. For example, I'm telling basically all the movie, I'm sorry, but like this is it's very interesting to me, like how the Myers, which is the villain, it's always framed from the bottom up to basically subtly give in which is like classic, like it's like a very common way of showing dominance of a character in a movie. But you need to consider, of course, this was in the 50s, so the language wasn't maybe as spread as I might be wrong, by the way, don't quote me on this, I haven't studied movies in a while, but it was very interesting because all throughout the movie we have like this shot of basically the villain always framed as like dominant towards the audience, towards the two characters, but in the end when he gets arrested, the camera basically shoots him from the top side down, which means like he's being bested, which I think it's very stupid. It's very like minor in the grand scheme of things, but I think it's very interesting nonetheless. And it's the kind of thing, like things that you pick up and it's like, that's very nice. Just like, again, woman director in the 50s. That's incredible.
Incredible, right?
It's very interesting. You mentioned the sort of like the music cutting out entirely, because that was very unusual. Because one thing that's always annoyed me about films from that era is I'm watching them and thinking, can the fucking orchestra just fuck off for a minute?
Yeah.
They're having a moment, they're having a conversation, and there's the violins are going in the background. You're going, fuck off. It was the standard.
He has a lot of like musical stingers, like in the first like minutes. This movie kind of starts straight away. Like it's like how and tell they're not gonna waste your time with like fillers and stuff like that, or just like set up and stuff like that. It's just two friends on a car. They pick up this one, and this guy's like framed in complete shadow, right? So they're just like driving forward, and one of the guys like, would you like a smoke? And the person comes out of like the fucking shadow and is like the little violin that goes like, it was like insane, and then he pulls out a gun and it's like this like beautifully shot composition for a movie that's pretty much, not all of it, but like lots of it set just in the car. I can't imagine in the 50s, how much it must have taken at all to have like most of the movie just shot basically with like the big screen that they had in the back. Again, I can't like put it enough on like how much like I really appreciate this movie for what it was. And yeah, no, that nothing much to say. Like this, honestly, it's a very quick watch. Like it's one of those movies that you can watch like kind of like with the brain after.
I might watch it after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
please.
I just found it. It's very easy to find.
I sent the link, I think, yesterday after I watched it.
Yeah.
I think I watched it through Amazon, but it's on YouTube. So if you like the yummy ads, you can watch it on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. After that, we have the Soska sisters with American Mary, which I have not seen. You probably have.
Me neither.
So I am pointing at Lithos. Please.
I saw that back in 2012 or 2013 when it came out. And it is, I mean, they didn't get rave reviews. It's a solid piece of gross body horror. If you like body horror, and I've managed not to mention him so far, one of my favourite ever directors, because I thought we're not going to mention blokes in this. But if you like David Cronenberg, you will like this. They are Canadian as well, and also remade one of his movies, one of his early movies. Really? It is basically medical student trying to make extra money by doing illicit operations on people who are into extreme body modification. I think you get the gist.
Okay.
So you've got to like body horror. It's very, what I will say, it's very well shot. It's aesthetically very good. And yes, I think they were Cronenberg fans, put it that way. It's a really good movie. I mean, if you're into body horror, if you're not, don't bother, because you're going to fucking go, oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm gonna
oh, no. What are you, no. You shouldn't be doing those things in an operating theatre. I really enjoyed it. But I love, we remember how Raj loves his found footage. I'm like that with body horror. I'm like, body horror, yes.
Body horror, yes.
I think we all have like our special little window in horror genre that is like the one for you.
Honestly,
so,
I think we should do. Yeah, I think so. Like, horror kind of is like a very broad genre, which I think it's very good that it's filled with just like such many little sub niches and niches that you can like kind of like basically put your head in, and like you can find some movies that
explore.
Yeah, you can explore. Also, the best thing about horror is that you find out maybe like this movie that's been directed in fucking 1984 that is exactly what you're looking for, and then you watch like this movie is perfect, and then you go research the movie and you discover that like this movie was made by this guy that had no money in his bank account. He basically sold his car to make this movie, and then he made like $2 at the box office or something like that. And then you'd be like, yeah, that's like,
yeah.
And then to put the icing on the cake, you find out that some cunt has remade it on a massive budget.
Yes,
it's really cheap.
Yes.
And it's very famous.
No, the really cheap version was brilliant, and you've just gone and stolen the idea and got loads of money, and you made it shit.
Yeah.
Look at okay, but for example, I think horror is one of those genres that really thrives in low budget. Like look at most of like the most famous horrors of all time are made by a substantial like zero budget essentially. Like fucking the Evil Dead trilogy, or well, the first one anyway, that was done with like what $2 and a little bit of like rubber bands that Sam Raimi had in his pocket. That's how he basically paid for the movie. Or even like some of the movies that we saw here, Near Dark, I don't think it was an expensive movie at all.
No. But you're talking about, I mean, this is one that you actually mentioned at some point, Lygia, where, we could mention Suspiria as a movie because it had an all-female cast, and it was part of Argento's Three Mothers trilogy, the Mother of Mater Suspiriorum or whatever.
Yeah, Suspiriorum.
Maybe Dario Argento's not a good person to mention in terms of feminism. He's certainly.
He's not good. He's not. Okay, let's just say he's not a great person. He's not a good person.
No,
he's a shit guy.
He's not one of us.
He's not one.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
But again, you're looking at that Suspiria. That wasn't a massive budget, and you look at things like the Bigelow movies, and the blood looks so fucking fake.
True.
It is like it's like red paint.
Yes.
So the budget wasn't great, but it was kind of Suspiria was an all-female cast, really, virtually. I mean, all the important characters in it were female.
Right.
It was set in a girls' music school, wasn't it?
Dance school.
Dance school, that's it.
Special dance.
And it was very, very. What I remember from that film is the lighting, the use of colours in it. Was
are
very
you
good.
Talking about the original one or the?
Oh God, yeah. I'm talking about the original.
Because I haven't seen that one, so I actually only have seen the 2018. And I still need to see the first one, so I apologize. But I think that the point, the plot is based on the same idea of, I don't know, I was spoiling it, like it's this dance school in Berlin, and there's this young American student, a girl coming to study dance, to get better, and she obviously, after the first dance, we can see she's special somehow. And like the whole movie is like you are trying to figure out like why is this girl so special? Why like what is odd around her? Like something is, she's like friendly with other people. She's not like in a bad way, but the aura around her and how she's treated by the females, like the teachers, whatever they are called, is different. So you're expecting something around her, and the truth is, are we spoiling it? Yes.
It's fine.
Is that this is not just a dance school. It's actually a coven of witches.
Oh.
And it's a witchcraft movie. It's like a little bit of occult and some dark stuff and some rituals.
Some dark stuff.
Yeah. Why did I bring it up?
This is why.
Give me some more witches to my life.
Okay.
I did not actually realise there had been a remake. Which is why I was surprised when you kind of in the discussion leading up to this, you mentioned Suspiria, because I thought with feminism, Dario Argento, he was a bit of a fucking twat.
I wanted you to say that, but like also I wanted to. Maybe we can have a special episode about this or whatever. But like, if you haven't seen it and the original one, maybe have a look at this one.
I'm gonna say that the remake has Mia Goth and is directed by Luca Guadagnino, which is a very good Italian, another good Italian director, which he directed. I think it's called In Your Name.
Call Me By Your Name.
That's the Lil Nas X song, I think.
Yes.
Is it the name?
It does say Call Me By Your Name 2017.
Then I guess it's the same, which is
I mean obviously will have had a different title.
I just thought the idea is very interesting.
Chiamami col tuo nome.
There it is. It's Chiamami col tuo nome. Which is this exactly that I'm saying. Like, Also, we're talking about like female perspective movie directed by man. At this point, like we're talking about female characters, I would like to bring up. Well, first of all, Midnight in Soho by Edgar Wright. Great, amazing fucking movie. I don't know if you've seen it with Anya Taylor-Joy. Incredible. If you know anything about Edgar Wright as a director, I don't know if you've seen like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Baby Driver.
Oh, Hot Fuzz and Baby Driver. I've seen Baby Driver was a fucking great movie. But we're getting off the topic.
Yes, bro. No. Like in this movie is essentially about a girl that just moves to Soho, and when she goes to sleep, she finds herself in the 50s, and it's a great fucking horror movie. I had the honor to see it at Prince Charles Cinema here in London. Which, I'm gonna say this: if you watch a movie called Midnight in Soho or Last Night in Soho, Midnight in Soho. I can't remember. Shit, sorry. It's Midnight in Soho, I think. And then you go out and you are in Soho, like Last Night in Soho is Last Night in Soho. Like it hits different, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Otherwise, there's Long Legs. I don't know if anybody has seen it.
Yes, I've seen that.
Great movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
I would
absolutely.
just say I think that was more of a thriller to me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not scared. It was a good movie. I love Nicolas Cage. His character.
I just love the bit at the end where he's camping it up and he goes, "Hail Satan," and starts laughing. And I thought, look, I know it's a movie where Satanists are terrible, murderous. Satanists is a terrible, murderous person.
It's very
but
cliche.
That bit at the end where he goes, "Hail Satan," and laughs.
Yes.
I'm like,
I love that. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
Anyway, not Nicolas Cage, right?
Women. There is this episode probably that could be like Satanism, like portrayed by media, but again, topic for another thing.
Mm-hmm.
This movie again directed by a man, which is it's called The Monster, which is a movie about essentially a mother and a daughter. They are trapped in the forest with this beast of a monster. And they're like, it's basically a movie set in the same location. Great use of the camera. The fact that you can't see the monster at all, I think up until the end, is a great selling point, especially if you heard what I said earlier, which is, not sometimes the monster, you don't really need to show it much. Mm-hmm. And then we can finish, because we haven't talked about them, but we still have X, Pearl, and Maxxxine to talk about.
I haven't seen them.
It is a male director. However, Mia Goth is just a sensational central character. I've only watched the first two, so Maxxxine and Pearl, but she is outstanding in Pearl.
X and Pearl.
X and Pearl. Oh, yeah. Maxxxine with the 3 X's is the last one. That's it. Sorry, I've purged the X from my mind due to a certain fucking fuckboy with rockets.
Women. Let's not talk about Nazis in here. We're talking about women.
No.
We're not. We're talking about women. Mia Goth. I mean, fucking great name for a start.
Yes,
if you're going to be in horror
what
films.
A name!
I'll say this. She also she actually wrote Pearl.
Oh right.
So she co-wrote Pearl with Ty West, because the idea of Pearl came to while they were filming X. Right. So
because Pearl appears in X as a character, and it's a prequel. It goes back, and it is a fucking amazing. I was just blown away by it, and mainly because of her performance. Mm-hmm. And I would personally rate it as highly as Psycho, and it is in a very similar vein. I felt, and it is just really, it's so good. I mean, she's just so good in that.
I love so much that. Oh my god! Okay, just to make sure. I want to make this clear. Mia Goth plays Pearl even in X, by the way. So
with a lot of makeup, as a much older, and she plays
Pearl in Pearl, and it's an incredible duology of films. Since I haven't seen Maxxxine, neither of us has seen Maxxxine, but to give a very shortened version of the plot, so you don't get spoiled. for our co-host is X is essentially like these kids going to, it's set in like in the 80s, and these kids go into this property like a factory. Sorry, I'm translating wrongly the word from farm from Italian. They go in this farm to film a porno, and then they get all killed. Essentially, it's a slasher movie. It's a slasher movie, like, that's it. While, look, can I just say it? Because otherwise it's impossible to talk about. Okay.
And she plays Maxxine Minx, which is such a good sort of like
name. Yeah.
Name.
She okay, basically we discovered we basically, it was like the slasher in the first movie is like their protagonist of the second movie. So you have basically a movie where you see the kids getting killed by a slasher, and the second movie you see a movie by the perspective of the slasher, which is such a good fucking twist, especially since it's presented, it's set in the 50s and is presented and like a 50s movie. So like there's like these delusions of pearls where like it's shot like a fucking Wizard of Oz or The Sound of Music. And like the fucking color grading skyrockets up, so all the colors are super vibrant. And Ty West is an insane man, and I think the work he did with Mia Goth in X is just phenomenal. What I really love about this is that, okay, see, they're both very cheap movies. While, yeah, there is a misconception that the first movie was made with just $1 million. It was actually closer to 6-ish. That's like 5.3 more or less, which is, don't get me wrong, still very cheap. Like, adjusted for inflation, it would be like $1 million back in the time it was set. So, all things considering, the fact that he managed to do 2 great movies. The second one is a period piece, which I thought they were very expensive to make, with just a budget of like 6 millions, not even 6 millions.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, considering the budget, the fact is they are very believable in terms of the time period they're set in.
Exactly, yeah.
So the people look like it, they're dressed like it, all the stuff that's around them fits that time period. It is completely believable. The acting is really good. And yeah, the and especially Pearl, just like, the whole idea. And in the end, I even had some sympathy for her, thinking that, well, you've really been shat on. You've got, you're in a terrible situation, and you have a really horrible, overbearing Puritan mother and a father who's suffered a stroke and is unable to sort of like be nice to you, although he'd like to. And, you're just trying to get out of this situation in a small rural town on a farm. And your way out of it is murdering people.
Yeah, what else?
Also, David's Conswell, isn't it? Which helps with the tags. You can put Superman in the tags, get some synergy going.
Yeah.
Since he is in this movie as well. So it's like you put like an attack Superman, David Conswell. It's like yeah. So like it's a very well made movie. I should really see Maxxxine. Probably will.
Yeah, I want to see that. That's on my list as well. But we will put. We've already hit the 1 hour 30 mark,
yes.
So good time to wrap up. We will put all the movies we mentioned in the notes, and they all come with recommendations from at least one of us, and most of them with, from all the people who've seen them. We wouldn't sell you any duds here.
Yeah,
Satanists don't do that kind of thing. They don't lie to you. That's Christian.
I was gonna say we're not Catholics. What do you think? What do you take us for?
Absolutely. No. It's been really great. I'm really enjoyed this one.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that. Thank you for letting me talk about Zëiram and Daisies. I appreciate it.
Well, we couldn't not have you talk about Zëiram, because you kind of like, I thought, I'm not going to like this. This is going to be kind of like sort of Japanese subculture fanboy stuff, but I fucking really liked it. It was great fun, and also the suit, the armor that she wore, although it was all plastic, actually looked pretty good. She looked a lot better than the stormtroopers, considering it's all similar kind of material.
I want to say, consider, I'm just gonna open this parenthesis and then close it straight away. Keita Amemiya, the person that directed Zëiram, directed other movies, and he specifically did the special effects on some of the other movies in the genre. And I'm gonna send you a specific scene from a movie, and you're gonna be like, I love it. Trust me. I'm gonna send it to you later. It's just a little small clip, but
excellent.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Also, they made an animated series after the protagonist, by the way.
Yeah, that was when I was trying to find where to watch it, and then found it on YouTube by coincidence, because I'd never even bothered trying to search YouTube. I was looking all over streaming services, and all the ones I found were the animated series that followed on. I think he also did a sequel, didn't he? Not the animated one, but there is
a sequel, Zëiram 2. He did direct it, yes. He's actually, again, is a very prolific director in the genre. Considering he's actually right now he's working on a series he owns called Garo, which is the same subgenre, kind of like tokusatsu horror-ish adjacent, and he's been working to that series since the fucking early 2010, sorry, no, earlier. I don't know, 2000s maybe, 2005. So he's still around doing that kind of thing. But yeah, no, that is a great, if you ever if you feel like a silly movie, is this a movie you can watch with friends? I think it's a movie you can watch with friends and have fun.
It is.
You should do. And you should do is watch this one, and then
feel the same way as I do about the two male actors in it. You'll be going,
what you should do, I think what you should do, you listener, that you're listening to this, watch Zëiram, and then watch one of the movies we suggested. We actually suggested in the trust me, Zëiram and then the Babadook is not gonna you're gonna walk out of a different person. It's the whiplash is probably gonna kill you, but still.
Yeah, we aim to surprise. So, again, thank you both for participating, and thank you all for listening. We will be back when we'll be back. We will eventually move from the horror movie topic onto something else. I know we kind of got stuck on it, but hey, we like it.
Yeah. It's our passion.
Wait, so no trashy horror movies next podcast?
Yeah, well, maybe we should do B movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my Toxic Avenger box set, and I'll be right back.
Oh my god, the Toxic Avenger, the slow motion cock flying through the air. Oh yes. And the song at the end about you'll be sleeping with a fish, you little fuck.
I think it's actually a very B movies could be a great topic, considering that there is a new Toxic Avenger coming out.
Oh blimey! Anyway, right, we're gonna have to wrap up. We're running well over, but yes, So it's a goodbye and thank you from me and a big hail Satan. And
Kyler and hail Satan.
And Lygia and hail Satan.
Our usual thanks to friends of the podcast, Matt and the guys from Hearst Pileup, for letting us use their music as our theme tune. Why not check them out on Bandcamp? And while you're at it, why not check out our compilation, the proceeds of which go to charity, and it's called Contra Odium, from the Satan Not Hatin' campaign. As usual, if you have any comments or you'd like to suggest topics for future episodes, please email us at GOSpod@ghostsatan.com. That's GOSPOD at GOSATAN.com. And in the meantime, be well, hail Satan, and thank you for listening.